listeners. This is Alca7raz, and with me is Nemesis Prime. And welcome to Pony 411 at Everfree Northwest 2015. This is part one in our three-part little series that we're doing covering the events of Everfree, because we are actually here.
No, we're not. We're lying to you right now.
You're lying to me, too.
All those
Where am
pictures
I?
you saw, that picture you saw, it's a lie. It was photoshopped. Pretty good at it, huh?
We've gotten better at our Photoshop skills, haven't we? But yes, we are here at Everfree Northwest. We are not actually lying to you, as Nemesis may lead you to believe.
Am I lying now, or was I lying before?
I'd rather not hurt my head over that particular question. So yes, we're going to be covering some of the things that we've done and we've seen. So we're going to skip news.
Yeah.
Just because we don't have a huge amount of time.
Yeah, we don't.
So yeah, some basic things.
Oh god, that week when we come back, it's going to be so much news.
Oh, there's going to be a ton of news next weekend.
Not next week, and the weekend after, the 100th
episode.
True,
yeah, the 100th episode. Because we have a break coming up after this. I think we're going to have to figure that one out. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. So yes, we showed up a little late, but not too late. So we did miss the opening ceremonies, unfortunately. Alas. Such is life.
I had something important to come up at
Moderately,
the
yes.
last
Yeah, that was a little important. But hey, stuff happens. You deal with it.
I will say, though, last year at about 11 o'clock, they were still registering a pretty large number of people. Not everyone. But this year we got through, we came in a little before 11. There was...
We walked right into the registration.
There's no line, just walk right in. So they must have improved things significantly.
Yep. They actually, I remember last year they sent us some... during the registration process, we were supposed to have like a phrase or something that you give to them to try and speed up the process that they didn't actually use.
Mm-hmm. I remember
this time, for pre-registrations, they actually emailed us a special code, supposedly to speed it up, and I think it did, because, I walked in there and already had the code ready. They asked, pre-reg, yep, do you have it? Boom, right there. All right, pulled it up, done.
Yeah.
So it took probably less than 2 minutes to get my badge once I walked in the door.
We had to get another badge, because that took a little bit longer, because that was a last-second thing.
That was kind of your fault.
Yeah.
It was. But alas, again, it happens. And again, there was no line for that either.
There was a line for the vendor hall, though.
There was a line for vendor hall, but I will say, once we actually got to the vendor hall and we got in the line, it did move fairly quickly. It wasn't that bad.
They moved the vendor hall from the old place, because the vendor hall is usually in the main hotel.
It had been in the Summit Ballroom.
They moved it in the Crystal.
Now it's in the Crystal Ballroom. It had been in the Summit last year. So, seems about the same size.
They kind of changed the layout a little bit, so now at each end it's a much wider footpath. But
which is nice.
One of the footpaths is really narrow.
Yeah, in some ways having those nice open ends is good, because especially with one of them has some of the larger, more popular booths with people crowding around it. It's nice to have a little bit extra room there to walk around, but it did kind of squish things in the middle, and the paths down the sides were rather narrow because of it.
And you still need to adjust a little.
Yeah. So yes, other things that we did so far.
We played video games.
Played a bit of video games. That was pretty fun. They've got a nice little gaming room off to the side. And it's fairly lax. You can go in there.
Play Rock Band.
Play Rock Band
or Donkey Kong Country.
And watch me be really horrible at it.
He was bad.
Who was that was in there? That was Pony Kenobi was actually in there when we walked in, and he was playing Rock Band.
Earlier when we were I almost forgot about this, when we were in the vendor room, we actually wound up running into Nicole Oliver.
Yeah.
Randomly.
We went to go find one of our new followers that I was actually sort of introduced to by my own mother, which is a bit interesting, a little bit awkward, but hey, new friends. Went to go say hi to her, and
there's Nicole Oliver.
Nicole Oliver. Hi.
Yeah, she just talked to us for a brief
just turned around and said hi, shook her hands. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will
After
say,
that, there wasn't really much else
we didn't do a huge amount of stuff.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird day, just because I arrived late. There wasn't really a whole lot we were like super interested in.
We did get to one panel.
One panel.
One panel.
We're going to go to another, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't. Timing, logistics. So yeah.
Blame Full Papers.
Blame Full Papers. He's here somewhere. I think he's hanging out with M.A. Larson at the time.
Definitely his fault then.
Oh yes, we'll blame all of them. So, before
speaking
we actually,
of M.A. Larson,
yeah, speaking of, but before we actually get into that, one thing I want to say about the line. I will say some people have commented on this, so I don't think it's quite as bad as some people are saying. The lines, I think they're still trying to figure out what the heck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a bit chaotic at times right now.
We need you to move back. We need you to move forward. Move back again. Now move forward again.
Compress here. We're trying to get more people to fit. Oh, okay. Move some people. We can spread out a little bit. No. Yeah, there was a bit of chaos going on there. But
John Delancey's here.
Yeah, it's because he's here. I'm hoping that they'll iron that process out tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, the panel that we did go to, it was M.A. Larson's panel.
Yes.
So yeah.
Which apparently he's done before. It's pretty much the exact same panel he's done elsewhere. So
yeah, that's what he was saying. It's the panel he's done talking primarily about the episode Cutie Mark Chronicles
from season
1.
That's the one where we talk about how the main 6 got their cutie marks.
Yep. So basically he went over the process involved in writing that, from the initial idea, from the pitch idea, all the way through outline and scripting.
Yes.
It was pretty interesting, actually. I think there was some interesting information.
Yeah, some of it, I mean, I think pretty sure a lot of people know just because it's the same panel, so obviously same information is being shared, but some people probably don't, because like some people just don't watch live stream stuff. Some people may just may have missed it.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it was filmed at TROCON.
I don't know
if they did that.
I don't remember if it was or not.
But it was at TROCON. So if you're at TROCON, you saw this panel. It's the exact same one. So
yeah. So what were some of the things?
Yeah.
Like what was the basic process? Because I know we talked about that.
He was just talking about, like, for one thing, he started off as just kind of a short blurb, just basic. This is what we want to make.
Anywhere from 1 to 3. Maybe
we just basically got a little paragraph saying, "This is about the main 6 getting the cutie marks."
Yeah, apparently for this one, the initial idea was a lot shorter. Only one small paragraph for the entire episode.
Which is, enough to establish what you need.
Enough, but nowhere near as much as what they normally get. They did show some of the other pitch ideas, which were like 3-4 paragraphs.
One which was just completely cut out entirely.
Including one, which I can't remember the detail about.
Yeah, but also, from that thing, this showed that Apple Bloom was at one point Appleseed.
Yes, they called her Appleseed in the initial pitch.
And also had the thing we've talked about before where Applejack head-butted trees to
yes,
get the
apple
apples.
bonk.
Yeah, apple bonking, which was changed. Apparently Hasbro said no.
Yeah, their S&P department, because kids will imitate that, and we'd rather not have them hitting their heads into trees.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense.
Yes, S&P departments are that's standards and practices, by the way.
Yes, in case you did not know.
These people, I don't know what goes through their heads. It was like, what? Sometimes it's like, you can't show a pony bonking a tree with their head, but it's perfectly fine showing a pony lion taming.
Yes, that's one of the things that they were a little humorous about in the notes later on. Is they originally wanted the CMC at this point, because this was later in the outlining, to tightrope walk in the beginning of the episode.
And then no, kids imitate that.
And I think actually Lauren said S&P probably won't let us do this.
Yes.
Can we change it to something like lion taming or something with less? The term they use is imitatability.
Yes, S&P is weird about that because you can show some pretty extreme stuff as long as kids can't really realistically imitate it.
And they were saying, kids will probably be able to find a rope and tie it up somewhere and try it. Although lion taming is a bit harder for them to do.
According to Larson, Hasbro's S&P is nowhere near as strict as, let's say, Disney's S&P, which is...
Yes.
If you know, Alex Hirsch, creator of Gravity Falls, once shared a story about S&P saying, no, you cannot imply teenagers might be kissing at a party.
Yeah.
You can't have spin the bottle. Because teenagers might be kissing. It's like, but they'll allow blood pouring out of...
Teenagers aren't doing that anyway.
Yeah. But, you can have blood pouring out of dead animal heads. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
Disney's weird. Yeah, standards practices has weird ideas of what's okay and what's not.
Yeah. So, like I kind of hinted at a little bit earlier, one of the other things that was interesting... The CMC, when this idea for this episode was originally pitched... They did not exist. There was no CMC. Like I said, Apple Bloom was Appleseed. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle weren't even a thing. It didn't exist.
When they were
and
writing
during
this.
the process of writing this, the CMC came into existence and became a thing.
Which also shows that these episodes, at least for season 1, were written pretty out of order.
Yeah. And speaking of Scootaloo, the entire Rainbow Dash Scootaloo relationship that we see
from
now,
one comment from Rob Renzetti.
yes, started in this episode because of one
He just said
single
why.
comment, and that's where
He just
everything
asked, why
started.
is this so important?
So yeah, that's really interesting. I think.
Another thing about the CMC, what was it? I believe, no, it wasn't CMC at the time. It's just Emmy Larson was also talking about a lot of stuff he just had no idea, never heard the voices at this point.
Because he hadn't even seen the show at all.
He'd never heard the voices. He'd never seen the
season.
animation.
Yeah.
He didn't know anything. In fact, as he said, he also had no idea what the cutie marks actually were. And he's writing a script about what the cutie marks.
Yeah, all he'd seen is some of the concepts in the Bible.
He just some vague ideas, so he just like, okay. And he even said he didn't even see the season 1 premiere, I think, until season 2 writing party.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. Also, he also revealed he wrote So Many Wonders, the Fluttershy song from that.
And he hates it.
He hates it because he thinks the lyrics are terrible.
Which I don't think they're horrible, but
He also revealed Rarity's story was way longer.
Yes, and she was apparently supposed to write a song that they cut.
Write a song
that someone else sings.
And apparently at one point, Applejack, as a filly, acted a lot like Rarity.
Was very much a prissy, and it was her going to Manhattan and
which changed it.
Realizing that she actually liked being back in the country, which made her like her the way she is now.
Yeah. I think that's some of the more interesting stuff.
Pinkamena.
Yeah, Pinkamena.
Pinkamena Diane. Diane was actually named after
his aunt.
Emmy Larson's aunt, yeah.
Yeah,
so
and Pinkamena was just from a random association of just pink-themed
yes, Lauren Faust actually was we need a more buttoned-up name for Pinky's mom to call her, because Pinky doesn't fit with the family. So Lauren came up with a whole bunch of ideas, including Pinkamena, and that's one Larson picked.
Yeah, and he also said that the winter is coming. Was a line initially.
There was a line
episode.
in there. I think they cut the line.
Mm-hmm. It was cut.
Yeah, and it was winter's coming.
So yeah, stop freaking out about it.
This happened a long time ago. All right, so I think that's about all the time we have for now. We'll be doing another one of these tomorrow, going over stuff we do then. So
hopefully we'll have a couple more panels to talk about.
Hopefully we'll have some more things to talk about. So until tomorrow, this is Pony411 signing off.
See ya.
See ya.